Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Tuesday the 11th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning way earlier than I wanted to, but my wife had asked me to make sure she got up and out of bed when her alarm went off, and I basically set her alarm for 6:15, and I said absolutely. And she said, if I don't get up with my alarm, just shove me out of bed. I said, absolutely. So my brain is wired weirdly. I have such time anxiety about being late for stuff and oversleeping through an alarm that it freaks me out. So my brain woke up exactly 1 hour before my alarm. And I'd set my alarm for 6:17, which would have given her 2 extra minutes to get up out of bed. So when my alarm went off, if she wasn't awake then, I was going to make sure she was by waking up. But my alarm was not needed because I was awake at 5:17, so 58 minutes before she needed to get up, and could not get back to sleep. So I had that weird, like, well, if I fall back to sleep now, what if I get to sleep too hard type thing. My brain wouldn't let me. So I was up at 5:17, which is awesome. Not what I wanted to be doing, but 6:15 rolls around, my wife's alarm goes off, and she rolls over and hits the snooze button and rolls back over. So I'm already annoyed because I've been awake for 58 minutes at that point, and it shouldn't be my responsibility to make sure a grown adult is able to figure out an alarm and actually get up and get to work. But said I would, and I was doing that. So I just slid my feet over and started shoving her off the bed. Just said to shove her out of bed. So in the process of shoving her out of bed, slowly she wakes up and she starts complaining. She's like, blah, blah. I got to roll up. Blah. Like, you didn't say to make sure you get up. You told me to shove you out of bed if you didn't get up with your alarm. And I just kept shoving her and got her about halfway off the bed when she was like, I got it. Okay, fine. So then I let her up. She got up normally, did her about falling off the bed. And I'm like, well, when you make a request to me, I keep my request. So be careful what you request of me. Then also when she got up and around a little bit, I said, please, for God's sake, figure out a better way to do your alarms, because putting this task upon me sucked, because I was up an hour early and didn't get shit for sleep last night because of it. So she's like, okay, I'll try and figure out something else. But she had to get up early so she could get into work, get some stuff accomplished, because yesterday when she was trying to work late, she couldn't because the power went out. Somebody hit a pole, knocked out the power to the plant, or to their office area. So couldn't do it. It was fine. It went off, and then she went back and reset everything. It came back on shortly, and then she got everything reset, started working again, and then it went back off again. So, and it stayed off. Luckily, she came home right then instead of waiting around for it to come back on, because it was off for a few hours. But yeah, that was it. So she heads in to go in early, which is awesome. Good for her. The fact that I had to be up at 5:17 to make that happen sucks for me, but it is what it is. So I get up, get the dog out. She's getting around for work. Everything's good. Went ahead. I'm in the hot tub and chilling out there. I get a text from her saying the fact that she's heading on her way back to her father-in-law's house, our old house, because apparently he'd had an accident and she had to go clean it up and all that good fun stuff. So yeah, so she had to come back home because she was already basically hadn't started working yet, thank goodness, but was already there. So turns around, comes all the way back, has to clean up all that mess and everything involved with it. And then by the time she got back to work, it was late, regular time. So defeated the entire purpose of that. And honestly, had she not gotten up at all early, it probably would not have been that much difference, because by the time it took her to clean up, by the time it took her to drive to work and back. So yeah, mess. But it is what it is. So she took care of that mess and then asked me if I would go out and get some adult pull-ups and whatever to help with her dad. He's super slow still with the hip thing and whatnot and whatever. And yeah, so I went ahead and looked online real quick and saw they had some I could order on Amazon for same-day delivery. I'm like, cool, let's go ahead and do that too. And I still go get some, so might not be here between 5 and 10 p.m. And he has a doctor's appointment at 4 in Ormond, which we was like, what the hell? And she goes, if he's not doing better, if he's still, got loose stools and stuff, we're not going to basically, you're not going to drive him all up there in the truck kind of thing. So that would not have been worth the trip and it would have been way too much of a hassle and all that. So we were trying to figure that whole thing out, whether or not we were going to be able to even take him. In the process, I had to take my mom to the doctor this morning as well. So went ahead and got everything else around the house done. Got a hot tub, got dressed, all good fun stuff, and told her we were going to take off about X amount of time. Give us plenty of time to get over there. And we head over in the morning to get in the truck. And the dog I'm watching, Suki, just losing her ever-living mind, man. She's scream barking, losing her mind, jumping at the window and seal. It's just absolutely crazy. So, oh my gosh, shit, you gotta be kidding me. So I go back in there and it's like, well, maybe I'll be able to maybe I'll put her in the bedroom. She won't be able to see me out the window, see me coming or going away. And hopefully she'll stay calm and we'll be able to move on from there. And got back over there, put her in the bedroom, came back out to get in the truck, and I could still hear her scream yelling from across the street as I'm getting in the truck. I'm like, oh, you gotta be shitting me here, man. Which is one of the reasons why I like to leave early to everything, for that exact purpose, with that going on. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. So I gave up. I'm like, man, she's just gonna be a maniac at the house, and God knows what damage she'll do to my place. So apparently I'd never tried leaving her alone before, I guess, because there's always been somebody else here at the house. So yeah, that's not a good thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that breaks down next time I watch her, because I got her scheduled for like November, and Mom will be living back in Iowa then. So with my run and stuff, even just taking off to go for my run, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with her. So I'm gonna have to practice something or figure that out to how I can get her to be able to be left alone while I at least go out and get my run in. I can't have a dog that needs 24/7 service and cannot be left without people for, watch her for like 3 weeks or something coming up. So yeah, ought to be interesting to see how it breaks down. But yeah, hopefully, and when she's been with her dogs, maybe that's all she needed too, but she's the only dog in the house. So went back, got her, and put her in the truck unleashed, and took her across, hooked her up. And the moment I put her in the truck, I have to unhook the leash on her, because even if I have the leash, which I tethered to the back of the truck, inside the cab, but where the seat would be, the last time I did that, actually each time I've done it, she's chewed through it in like no time, and to the point of so bad that the one time I hooked up the leash and legitimately shut the door, stepped inside the front door and shut the door behind me, and she was sitting in the passenger seat next to me. I chewed the leash, and the time it took me to shut my back door and get in the front door, she'd already chewed through it, which I have the leashes set up. They're tethered to the back to keep them from jumping out while I'm getting the door in and out, or worst case scenario, getting a wreck, and I don't want them getting lost or, running off, scared and whatnot. So yeah, that didn't work. So this time it's one of those things where basically she's got to be in the truck with no leash. So, and my plan was, when I took Mom to the doctor, I was then going to run to Dollar General and some other things to get the pull-ups and that for my father-in-law, which couldn't do because I can't leave her in a truck. I can't leave her in a house, for sure, so I can't leave her in a truck. So went ahead, said Elliot, headed over, dropped my mom off at the doctor, easy peasy. Knew where I was going because I take my father-in-law there yesterday, so I knew where I was going with that, which worked out nicely. So got that done, went ahead, got back from there. On the way home, couldn't even leave Mom and the dog in the truck together because Mom's left shoulder is once broke. So she came and reach back and grab her collar and hold on to her for a moment while I get in and out of the truck. So instead, when Mom gets in and out, I gotta hold her, make sure she don't jump out. So we hung around there for I don't know, not quite an hour, but a long time. So we sit around there waiting for the doctor to look at my mom, took some more x-rays and said, yeah, she's doing fine. It's only been 3 or 4 weeks now. It's been forever. And they're like, do you want physical therapy? She's like, no, I've been doing stuff at home myself. And he's like, okay, keep doing it. And basically sent her away. Well, I think he said, I want to see you in 3 more weeks or whatever. And Mom's like, piss off. You didn't do nothing for me yet. Took a month to get in here to see you guys. So why the hell would I come back and see you again? So yeah, we got that whole fun thing. When we were leaving, Mom decided she just wanted to get her eyes checked and asked me about when would be a good time. And I'm like, I have no idea. I got to look at the calendar. I got to see what I have coming and who I don't have here and so on and so forth. And she went ahead and found a spot that tomorrow at 8:40, she got in to get her eyes checked, which I'm like, okay, kind of sucks a little bit because tomorrow I only had Mickey here. No other dogs coming or going. So it's kind of one of those days when Mickey don't give a damn if you're there or not. He really don't care. And I was going to go to the beach or something, tried to do something else in the morning before it got really stupid hot. So I was like, yeah, I guess I won't be doing that. So it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, whatever. Just is life is what it is. So went ahead and said hell with that and got it all figured out. Mom decided she's gonna do chicken noodles. So I was hanging out with the dogs. When I went to start the truck up, when we first went to head over, the truck gave me a weird little, like a slow little turn, and then popped off, fired up fine. And I thought, well, maybe I left a light on or something, or ran my battery down a little bit. I was like, oh well, I'll check it. You know, it should be fine. And I got good jumper cables and stuff. Worst case scenario, shit happens, but didn't think much about it. Went, took the doctor and that kind of stuff. Got back from the doctor and dropped off her and the dog, and then the dog's with her in the house. Even though Mom's back in the bedroom and the dog's out in the living room, does not even near each other. Dog don't care a bit. Dog's 100% fine. Doesn't bark, doesn't do shit. But because there was nobody else in the house, just ever living, lost its damn mind. So I don't know if the people like never leave their dog alone. I have no idea. So who knows? So I went out, did some run around and go get stuff. Ended up at Winn-Dixie. They had sodas on sale. So went and bought some more soda, and then swung, as I was there, I was looking, they had the adult pull-ups, which were about the same price as what they were on Amazon, a little bit more expensive, but I can't imagine much different than what it'd be at Dollar General. And I thought, well, I'll save me some time. So instead I said, hell, just bought them there. And then also at home, stopped at the plumbing supply store locally here and picked myself up a 20-foot stick of PVC pipe to install at the bottom of my curtain. I like random 2x2s and stuff stuffed in the hole there, and I wanted a full solid piece. So bought it, was like $22 or some junk. So got that, and then coming home in the back of the truck, I sticking out the back window out off the bed. It's needed to have a red flag because far enough out that it legally should have had a red flag, but nobody stopped me and nobody said shit. So drove home quickly. You can't see it, but there's a raccoon in the middle of the street up there, which usually they're out in the time of day. They are fighting in distemper. So hopefully that's not the case with this one. We lost a lot a couple years back. A bunch of raccoons died with distemper, and the stuff spread like crazy around the area. But went ahead, got the pipe home, and then of course when Sookie saw me walking across the street with that pipe, she lost her ever-loving mind, started barking at me and all this stuff out the window, was just matter and shit about it. So she calmed down though, got the pipe put in, got it installed. It's about 4 feet too long, but I'll get it cut out soon and hopefully figure out what's going on. I might fill it with sand, get a little more weight at the bottom of it, or maybe you can stick like a chunk of steel rod or something there too to kind of add a little more rigidity, but mostly weight so the wind doesn't whip it around as bad. My goal hopefully is maybe put even glue on some caps, then I can tether it down to the ground. That will give me a little more protection from the wind whipping it so bad. So that's kind of my thought in the process, but we'll see how it goes. So hung around with the dog there, basically chilled out with them for a little bit, relaxed in the air conditioning for a little while, and then went and got my run in. Mom was doing chicken and noodles for dinner, so she made mashed potatoes and chicken and noodle and that. So Karen got home from work, we had ourselves a nice little dinner, watched an episode of Godless, and I had a big bowl of chicken noodles, so I had to, took me longer than the half episode we had left, so we started another episode to watch it for a little bit. So I ended up hanging out with it and got done there, headed back outside, enjoyed myself a beautiful cigar. Yeah, fairly nice, warm, not quite hot, but kind of muggy ass evening. But rain rolled through, so we had some nice rain, cooled off a little bit, but it still is just so damn humid. Even with the rain, sometimes this time of year, you know, it don't really drop down here. So yeah, that's pretty much all we got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.